Strangely, Jess was never one for parties, especially not the kind with noisy crowds where everyone tries to outdo each other with their costumes. But this Halloween, something inside her nudged her to step out of her comfort zone and join in the festival of shadows. She chose her costume with particular care, a ghostly bride from the underworld, draped in a long gray dress, a lace veil obscuring her face, and streaks of fake blood seemingly dripping from her lips. Yet, perhaps her most chilling adornment was a pair of red contact lenses with black pupils, giving her gaze an eerie, bone-chilling intensity. The party began in a frenzy, but quickly descended into a farce. Crowds of teenagers, plastic decorations, artificial smoke, and alcohol. Jess grew weary before she could even get into the spirit, so when the guests began to drift away, she made her way to the exit. It was only after stepping outside that she realized she had left her lens case somewhere in the cluttered room. Deciding it was better to walk home than go back inside, she turned down narrow, dark alleys to avoid attracting too much attention from passing strangers. Her footsteps echoed in the silence of empty streets, and the night surrounded her with a cold, almost sinister calm. The mist curling along the pavement was illuminated only by the faint moonlight, casting everything around her in a mystical, otherworldly glow. But soon she felt something unsettling, the unmistakable sensation of being watched. The soft sound behind her quickly became the clear rhythm of footsteps closing in. At first, Jess tried to ignore it, but it didn't take long for her to realize someone was following her, drawing closer with each second. Glancing over her shoulder, she caught sight of a figure, a tall man moving with an unnaturally steady pace, almost like a shadow mirroring her every step. Jess quickened her pace, but he did too, as if closing in on his prey. Fear gripped her, making her heart pound wildly. But before she could react, he was right there, his hand suddenly resting on her shoulder. The man leaned close to her ear, his voice dripping like venom. "Don't resist and you'll stay alive," he whispered, sending a chill down her spine. For a moment, Jess froze. Then a strange calmness washed over her, an icy indifference. She remembered the lenses, her terrifying eyes she'd hidden so carefully under her thin veil. Slowly, she turned to face him, raising her eyes so the moonlight reflected in those crimson pupils. Her voice came out soft but haunting. "I wasn't planning to resist." The man recoiled, his face draining of color. In his eyes there was raw terror, as if he was suddenly aware that he was not standing before a mere girl, but something far more sinister. Jess took a step forward, her gaze burning with a chilling fire, exuding cold mercilessness. The man panicked, stumbled, and ran, disappearing into the shadows like a wounded animal. Jess watched him flee, a faint smile tugging at her lips before she, too, melted into the night, leaving behind only the memory of those blood-red eyes that now felt more like her true self.